either.
Absolutely. And so another thing, as a resident of Ramona, I just kind of wonder a little bit about your take as it relates to fire, because it seems like in the last few years, this is something that has changed significantly. We're starting to see down the hill properties also being put on the California unfair plan of this fire insurance, where basically the situation is they say, hey, you're not going to be provided fire insurance through your typical carrier, so no farmers or any of the big ones, and so you got to go on this California fair plan. How much does that impact your, I'll say, your daily life? I mean, certainly there's a financial impact to it, but is it something that you are concerned about? I'm sure a lot of people out there have horses and like exit strategies. Is that, it feels like now it's every year that we've got some.
Yeah, I mean, I think, me personally, no, I'm not overly concerned. I mean, unfortunately, in '03 and then again in '07, we had literally 200-year fires within 4 years of each other. There's a lot of reasons why that kind of happened and why it wasn't managed better. Super unfortunate. And then, a couple years ago, we had that devastating Paradise fire up north. And so there's definitely something to be said, but I think the fire concern, if you will, I don't want to downplay it. It's definitely, fire is a thing that we got to deal with in San Diego County. But at the same time, we have the Cal Fire Air Attack Base there with the planes and all those kinds of things. So as long as the assets are there, they do a tremendous job with managing the wild space and wildfire.
Yeah. And so with all that natural space, talk to me more about, there must be all kinds of hiking trails, horse trails, outdoor activities. I mean, and then that's not even getting into some of the kind of the toys, the quads, those kinds of things.
Yeah, and I think that's ultimately, I think that's really what the Ramona demographic, if you will, that's what they're about. You can see how clean cut I am. I love Harley Davidsons. Have loved bikes my whole life. Love horses as well. I definitely fit that mold. But yeah, you have access to the desert. In 40 minutes you're out in the desert. So people with the toys, four-wheelers and all that stuff, they go out there in the desert. You still you're still accessible down to the coast, contrary to popular belief. It's 40 minutes generally to get down, so not that big of a deal, but you get that privacy. But there's literally hundreds of miles all the way from the coast to the desert of trails, both for equestrian, horse folks and people that want to hike. Everybody's heard of Potato Chip Rock, Iron Mountain, Mount Woodson. Those are very popular weekend destinations for hiking. Last time I did Mount Woodson, I thought I was gonna have a stroke on the top part, but there's a lot of really great opportunities for hiking, and people that love the outdoors. You get the best of both worlds because you can live out there, you can have the space, and then also too, my humble opinion, it's a great place to raise a family. So you get your family out there, you're kind of out of the fray a little bit. People aren't quite as clenched and uptight.
I love it. And so for these people, the down the hillers that are coming through Ramona currently, maybe going into Julian, you got any favorite spots that we should stop at? Any specific spots that you feel like would really be a good place for us to go?
Yeah, definitely to partake in some of the Ramona culture. I would definitely hit Cheers on your way into town. That's a local haunt. It's been a bar, a lot of bikers, a lot of cowboys, a lot of folks hit Cheers on the weekends. Great burgers at Cheers. There's also Waypoint Saloon. DeCarlo's is another landmark. We have the Barn over on the other side of town, which is a great restaurant, kind of a night spot on the weekends. But Ramona Cafe, Country Kitchen, there's some awesome places for breakfast. Guy Fieri even profiled Ramona Cafe on the whatever that dine-ins and drives, haunts and drive, whatever that show is. He did that. But yeah, there's a lot of really cool spots in Ramona that people just have no idea about. And with respect to Ramona, regardless of where specifically you live in town, my wife and I were talking about this the other day. You kind of feel like you're in a resort because you wake up in the mornings. We get like 310 days on average of sunshine a year, so we don't get all the June gloom and stuff that you get down on the coast. And you just have more space. I can jump on my bike, go for a 40-minute ride, and only see a handful of cars, as opposed to when I get down here. I have the Priuses and the Teslas, and everybody's zooming by me, and my teeth are clenched, and I'm trying to get off the highway because I'm stressed out.
Well, thank you, Thad. I'm certainly excited personally to get to know the Ramona area quite a bit more. We hope that you will join us in Ramona as well, and by all means, definitely connect with us. We'd love to show you around sometime.